Let's say you woke up and your crypto investments have appreciated by $1 million overnight. Would you sell it? So the question there basically is, if you just got yourself $1 million in crypto, would you sell some or would you keep it in? And this is actually a very important question to get a basis of how certain people are that crypto is the way, or whether or not people basically would rather diversify for some more security. It's really kind of an interesting question if you take a look at it. So look at the answers of other people down in the comment section. And guys, let's try hitting 1,700 likes. Last time we tried 1,500, got very freaking close. Let's try 1,700 today. I think it's possible, and I appreciate every single one of you. All right, let's cover the crypto news. We got a lot of stuff, and you guys said try numb down a little bit with the titles. I'm going to try, all right? I'm going to try. First of all, in terms of every single coin, I'm not going to section them partially this time around. Bitcoin's still following the exact same path we expected, now getting closer and closer to my preferred buy at about 53,000 or so. We are still, I guess, about $400 up from it, so we didn't really get to the area which I wanted to buy, but still looking pretty damn juicy, guys. Still, the setup is perfect. Everything is looking good. It hasn't broken character just quite yet. Now, Shiba has also not broken character. We just got a major rejection at the previous all-time high candle close, basically, of back in May of 2021. And it basically just fell back down after retesting. One thing I should make clear about SHIB is I personally predict the return on investment can be insane. But we should also come down to the basis and say Shiba is a pump and dump coin. It's a meme coin. I don't invest in Shiba because I think it is so amazing and I think it's going to do so much good for the world. No. I purely have my money in it because I think it can go up more in value. And if you say that that's exactly what the SEC is angry with or so, something like that, I can stand by it because I'm not buying Shiba for the fundamentals. And if you are, that's completely fine, but I am not. Now, XRP, I am buying for the fundamentals, and that one, in the same, I guess, sense as the entire altcoin market cap, is still looking poised for greatness. So we just got a little bit of a bounce on one of our support levels at about $1.05, which we earlier stated was one of the most important areas to overtake. A little bit more zoomed in, we can actually take a look at the Fibonacci levels to see how the price is hanging up. Yeah, as kind of expected, we are still hovering around it, while this time, though, correcting to, I guess, the support level, right, at the 0.618. We crossed it. We didn't get the proper confirmation, which I wanted, so we didn't open any long position. We did, however, come back, and right now are retesting. I am hoping to just bounce from the 107 area and just kind of go to the next area at about $1.22, which, again, the $1.20 to $1.23 area will decide everything for the XP price, as it is a critical point. Critical, guys, critical. We keep showing that over a weekly period. We can show it once more. Critical that XRP gets over there. And by the way, when I look at the weekly here, it shows that XRP's price got as high as like $1.17 or so. $1.17.7. But when I zoom in, I can't actually find it. So I'm not really sure exactly where this happened when we hit $1.17. It says that we hit that yesterday. But again, when I zoom in, at least just now, maybe it's glitched, because I cannot find it anywhere. You can see, when you zoom in, you cannot see $1.17 anywhere. It's kind of interesting. A little small glitch, but still interesting, right? Interesting. Then, guys, to quickly, over a little bit, go over the altcoin market cap, the crypto prices. Things are kind of neutral. So whenever we are in a -2 to +2 region, I call and consider it neutral. And I would say that's exactly where we're at right now. Bitcoin -1%, Ethereum +1, BNB +0.5, ADA outlier of +3, but still, again, I would say within margin. USDT neutral, of course. XRP -1.5 and Solana -2.6. The rest are some deviances, but you guys get the idea. The general top of the market is kind of neutral right now, not really going into one direction. FTX, this is some crypto news. I have a lot of stuff, guys. Oh, actually, before we move on, I should quickly state this. There's a competition going on right now over on Bybit. It's going to start in a couple of days from now. I think in 2 or 3 days from now it's going to start. Make sure you sign up, because the total prize pool, only for my followers, only for people who signed up through me. So it's going to be at maximum, I think, 1,000 people who can enter. You guys can win in total 50,000 XRP. What do you have to do? Check everything down below here, but it's really simple. You just gotta have 250 XRP in your account and trade for at least $100 worth. It's gonna be a competition that I really recommend everybody to enter, because in the end, if you don't want to participate, you don't, but at least register and be part of it. You don't want to miss it. Last time, the number one won 2,000 XRP. This time, the number one, the person that wins, can win upwards of 12,500 XRP. And this can, theoretically speaking, be won by just having, like, let's say, $200. It's that crazy, guys. I'm not even joking. It's worth it to try it out. Then, again, leverage trading is risky, but theoretically speaking, you don't actually have to trade to register. If you want to trade and participate, you can, but just read. It's very simple, or ask me on freaking Telegram, guys. It's, oh, whatever. All right, FTX customer seeks help after mistakenly depositing, and allegedly results in $1 million in fees. Okay, so long story short is he accidentally got misled a little bit, he finds, where he sent the... Okay, unfortunately, the Paxos stablecoin has been rebranded to USDP, and the exchange changed the Pax ticker to USDP in late August. So the user, who sent about $6.3 million, deposited $6.3 million of unsupported USDP tokens into the exchange's address for the Paxos stablecoin, which is a little bit of a fault because he wanted to actually, again, deposit around $6.3 million in USDP, the stablecoin token for decentralized finance borrowing platform Unit protocol, in late September. Now, the good side is FTX can just kind of send this back if they want to, or do something, whatever they want, because it's not lost in this specific sense here. It's just a misnaming, but it's basically most likely on the same chain, so I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. So they can't get it back. And they state on their site that they get a 5% at least fee if you mess up, basically, but they will help you out with your money back. However, this time they took about $1 million, which is a 15% fee. And so he's, of course, not happy with that, but the rules state that they take at least a 5% fee. But again, I guess a 50% fee is also something that they could. And that's, again, a little bit of a problem, because if you can't trust exchanges to just kind of send your money back if you make such a big mistake, and take freaking $1 million to send a little bit of money back, that's pretty strange if you ask me too. I mean, they could have done better in that sense, guys. I agree with that. Then Binance establishes presence in tax-friendly Ireland. All I want to say about this one is I'm so hoping that Binance is just going to kind of change their mind and go full on, regulatory approach by signing up everywhere and being fine. Even though I like Binance being such a stealthy market, kind of a secret, kind of out there for anybody without any strict rules, without anything. I also think it is time that Binance takes some steps into the real world, take some accountability, and take some massive adoption steps. And so getting a couple of, really good companies in place is an integral part of that. And that is, I think, also what we're seeing right here, guys. Because Ireland is always a very, very good step for any country out there. And they've been making a couple of companies in that sense. So pretty nice. At least I hope it's going to be nice. We shall see what exactly could come out of it, but I'm already kind of excited. Then apparently, again, we have a ton of news today. 100 million XRP was shifted by Ripple, anonymous whales, and top-tier exchanges. According to recently shared blockchain data, an amount close to 100 million XRP has been wired between crypto whales and leading exchanges. Now, why? Difficult. These exchanges, we don't know why they're transferring it. And here we see unknown to unknown. It's not really being said what it is from, and there's also Binance receiving 30 million XRP from Huobi. And also, I see here, BITRUE moving 12 million to Upbit. Usually, if it's exchange to exchange, we consider that zero, net flow zero. If it's from an unknown wallet to an exchange, we consider that an inflow. If it's from an exchange to an anonymous wallet, that's an outflow. If the outflows are greater than the inflows, that's bullish. Vice versa, it is bearish. As it currently stands, though, guys, since this is mostly unknown to unknown, exchange to exchange, we cannot really deduce anything from this. And you might want to say, oh, yeah, but Ripple was part of this, Ripple was part of that. Maybe, but we still don't know exactly what they did. If they're providing liquidity or selling, I mean, it could be so many different things that I'm thinking, guys, don't worry about this type of stuff. Don't let it cloud your judgment or anything like that. It's just the way that it goes, right? But we can't really say too much about it, to be honest with you. Then, U.S. regulation by enforcement approach to Unclear. Ripple, Gemini, Exec panel. A panel at this year's Token 2049 conference lamented what was described as an unclear regulatory approach to crypto in the United States. And An expert panel discussing the crypto industry's regulatory landscape at this year's Token 2049 conference said that the United States' approach to regulation is unclear. I think we would all agree with that, saying it's not that good in that sense. You have extremes with China's straight-out ban, El Salvador making legal tender, and then you have the U.S. approach of regulatory, basically by enforcement, said Cindy Young, managing director of Europe for Ripple. She added that countries like Japan, Singapore, and the UK have handled regulation best by adopting a framework that brings regulatory clarity. Mary Beth Buchanan, Global Chief Legal Officer at Miracle Science, agreed, arguing that the U.S.'s regulatory direction is still not clear. And it kind of goes on because I think most people will actually agree with this. And where the fun part comes in, of course, is our friend Gary Gensler, who likes to claim and state that things are already clear. Yet again, guys, that is why right now, the entire freaking XRP community is coming together. We have now got, I think, about 30,000 people that have signed. It says here 32,000 people that have signed to kind of intervene, basically, or not necessarily, not directly intervene, basically, but join the movement, I guess, to show that the SEC is not protecting the people, but they're doing this out of some interest that we don't really get. You might say something about Ripple. You might say that, yeah, I have an opinion on it. That's completely fine, right? You might even, I'm talking about the SEC, have an opinion and say it's bad or that it's a fraud or anything like that. Well, they don't really allege fraud. They can't, of course. But the thing is, the people want it. And again, 32,000 people is not something which you get quickly. And you might say, oh, but all these people are clouded. All these people, well, is Ripple really doing something that bad then if 32,000 people want it literally? If they can all see the potential in it, even if there's some quote-unquote bad side to it, which by the way, newsflash, the same thing goes for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, for anything like that. Isn't it then kind of stupid to say you're protecting investors who, again, have massively now shown you they disagree? I think the judge is eventually going to have to take a look at this and be like, you know what? This makes no sense. You know, SEC, you should be protecting investors. What are you doing then? 50,000 people eventually are against what you're doing. This makes no sense. And again, numbers really matter in that sense. If this were 500 people, probably wouldn't have done that much. But 50,000, which is going to get to, that really shows. Because the community is not that big. So that basically means the entire freaking community is against what the SEC is doing. And that's kind of funny. Mind you that these are not just Ripple employees and XP holders. No, a lot of these are most likely also not necessarily people who sign, but people who are of the same opinion. Regulators and ex-SEC members. For example, one of the things which we know, here's Perkins Coie, partner and former SEC employee Michael Didiuk. I don't, XRP is a security. I think it's a currency, hashtag XRP. Bull Deep shared back then a couple of years ago at Ripple's swell. XRP is not a security, it is a currency. Ripple could go away and XRP would still exist. By Michael Didiuk, 8-year-long former US SEC employee. And also Hester Peirce and all those guys at the SEC said it's either unclear or, you know, Ripple basically has a point where if Ethereum is fine, some of the cryptos might be fine, or at least there have to be a little bit more of a distinction. And I'm still waiting for the SEC to clear it up, exactly where the distinction is and how exactly it works. And then I just wanted to quickly basically reiterate these couple of points. John Deaton shared this. We should thank Jody Godoy for her fair reporting on the SEC v. Ripple case, how XRP holders are trying to get their collective voices heard. Accurate and fair media reporting is all we ask for. And this, Congress ever play Monopoly? Please retweet. All I want to say about this, and kind of the couple of the articles I just had open right now, is the treatment is unfair. And guys, I'm not the person who's going to state that everything should be 100% fair, because some coins will, you know, have a little bit of an advantage over others, and some it will be looked through the fingers and some won't. Okay, that's normal. But what isn't normal is by keeping everybody in the dark if you're doing so. So if you're going to give some coins preferential treatment, be my guest. I'm not complaining. But tell the people, and specifically tell the people why. Otherwise, it's just mass confusion. It makes absolutely no sense to nobody the way that they're doing it right now. And I think the more media attention it gets, the more people that sign up, the more and more and more the SEC is being put under pressure to give out the reasonings for this. And ultimately, guys, I think that's going to do so freaking much. All right, then two things to quickly share as well. One is, guys, make sure you check out my Instagram. A link for that is down below. It is the.dbc. I share a lot of cool stories on here, a lot of cool posts, but also, hey, the pool from today. If you know where it is, let me know in the comment section down below. I just share these things for fun so you guys can also look a little bit into my life if you guys find that funny. And the second part is the German auto firm becomes the EU's first to use Ethereum blockchain in financing cars. Yeah, so I actually was thinking about this for a little while. What if you actually stake crypto and every time you get profits from that staking, you use that to finance your car? Of course, you need a little bit of money to get that much of a reward, but it's kind of a fun thing, right? Where you're basically staking your coins and getting the reward from it and only using the reward for your car. It's like, that's pretty huge instead of just buying the car up front. Like people sometimes say with real estate where you don't spend $100,000 on your car, but you spend $100,000 on some properties, and then the money you get from that, the net flow you use for a car. Same thing kind of goes for, I guess, DeFi in general, huh? Where a lot of these things, they're just so juicy, guys. I'm such a big fan of DeFi, you don't even know. All right, but that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. Once more, guys, check out the Bybit competition. A link is down below. The more people we get, the more is going to be given away, so take part. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.